What's up, everybody? Daniel Jeremiah, Bucky Brooks from Move the Sticks, and Bucky, is that time of year. It's mock draft time.
It's the favorite time of year. It's the best time outside of Christmas. Like, we get to sit and make these random predictions about where people will go.
Yeah, this is my 39th. No, I've lost track. It's a new mock draft I've got. You can check it out, NFL.com/mock draft. We're going to kind of rip through it for you today and kind of point out some of the big changes we've made in this mock draft, Bucky. But let's start off here. Picks 1 through 10. Just a little bit of movement here, not too crazy. You see it right there. Tunsil still at number 1. Number 7, Miles Jack, I had him in this scenario kind of dropping down a little bit. Be a great value there for the 49ers. And some other picks down there I think are kind of interesting, which I know you're going to want to touch on a little bit. But.
Absolutely. I do like that Ezekiel Elliott to the Philadelphia Eagles pick.
All right, here's picks 11 through 17. Leonard Floyd, the Bears, getting more athletic and a little more explosive off the edge there. And then you scroll all the way down. We've got William Jackson. They go back. The Raiders get another Houston corner, but this one, I believe, is a better football player than DJ Hayden. On down Goff, Chris Jones, and Shaq Lawson. Picks 18 through 24, Buck. Man, the Bills got to go defense, don't they?
They have to go defense. They need to find someone on the interior. They missed Kyle Williams when he was hurt last year. They need someone that can be a disruptive penetrator on the inside.
Yeah, the Bengals finished it up there 24 on that board with Jaron Reed from Alabama. A little mini run on wide receivers in the middle as well. Picks 25 through 31. Mackenzie Alexander going to Pittsburgh Steelers. They get a corner. I think he's a nice fit in that scheme.
No, I think he's a great fit in that scheme. You have an opportunity to have a guy that can play some zone, put his hands on him in cover 2. That'd be a good fit for him.
Also, the Kansas City Chiefs go ahead and replace a corner there with Artie Burns. Then we look here at the very end of the draft, Bucky. You've got Karl Joseph going 30 to Carolina, and then Paxton Lynch 31 to the Denver Broncos.
2 good picks, 2 good fits. Paxton Lynch to the Denver Broncos at 31 would be an ideal scenario for John Elway.
All right, I have had a lot of changes here in this mock draft. And again, mock drafts, kind of what you're hearing and what you trying to play with different scenarios. It's not what you think of the player and how you evaluate him. Please don't confuse that.
Just trying to get him in the right neighborhood, not necessarily to the right house at this point. But you do have 5 changes that I want to make note of. And the first one, I'm surprised in the top 10, a guy who was highly touted but has kind of slid a little bit, Ronnie Stanley at number 10 to the Giants.
Yeah, in this scenario, look, I think Ronnie Stanley could be in the mix for the Baltimore Ravens, where they pick at number 6, but he falls to the Giants, and you get somebody here. Now the Giants have somebody in Ronnie Stanley. They can pair up with Eric Flowers, their other first-round pick from last year. I think you've got 2 nice bookends to build around and protect your quarterback who's getting a little bit long in the tooth. You need to be able to prolong his career a little bit. You do that by getting better up front.
I've said this before. Jerry Reese told me that George Young taught him that the Giants are the Giants for a reason. They like big men, invest in big people early. At 15, you have our quarterback, Jared Goff, going to the L.A. Rams.
Yeah, and this is a scenario where, again, you're playing with different things, and you say, okay, Dallas, who needs a pass rusher, they end up going to pass rusher early, so they don't take a quarterback. In this scenario, Miles Jack falls to the 49ers, so they don't take a quarterback. They end up taking him. And then the Eagles would kind of be that last spot that could potentially go quarterback. I think it would probably be a little bit more inclined to be Carson Wentz's team if he were to fall.
Yep.
I think with Goff, in this scenario, could slide down a little bit. Now, I would imagine the Rams might get antsy and even try and move up a little bit if he started to slide like this. But in this scenario, he falls right in their lap at 15.
Great scenario. Perfect scenario for him and the team. The team needs a quarterback. They need a guy that can get it done. I believe Goff needs to be set up much like Matt Ryan was. We made a comparison. Running back in Ty Gurley, receiver in Tavon Austin, strong defense. He wouldn't have to put everything on his shoulders.
All right, what else?
The next pick after that, the Detroit Lions taking Chris Jones. Haven't really heard that name a lot in some of these mock drafts.
Yeah, Chris Jones, people talk about being in the back end of the first round. I just continue to watch more tape of this guy, Bucky. He's 6'6", he's 300+ pounds. He's so athletic, and he's somebody when you look at what he is right now, but not only what he is right now, what he can be. He's pretty productive already, and he's got so much room for improvement. He could be a dominating player at the next level. I think he's got a chance to go a lot higher than people think.
He could go a lot higher than people think. The thing he has to answer some of the concerns off the field. Had a DUI recently. We saw the little incident at the combine where his pants couldn't stay up.
That's not his fault. We can't knock him for that.
I mean, we can't knock him for it, but he has more notoriety for that. But if people paid attention to the film, he's certainly worthy of being right there in the middle of the first round. The Kansas City Chiefs going back to the well for another cornerback after hitting on the defensive rookie of the year, Marcus Peters. Why would you think Artie Burns is a great fit for the Chiefs?
Well, I know people talk about maybe pass rusher there for them because you've got the injury there to Justin Houston, but still got Tom Bali that they re-signed. They still have from Auburn D Ford. So they're okay there. And I think you lose Sean Smith in free agency, you replace him with another big corner. Artie Burns is a big athletic dude who, some of the only thing that really bothered me when I watch him, he'll get punked a little bit in the run game.
Yep.
I mean, he'll get thrown around a little bit, but somebody that can play the ball really, really well up in the air at the highest point. I just think now you've got pairs. We got a pair of corners that are big-time athletes.
And I'm a big believer you have to have corners. You talk about all the time. Winning your division knows what plays in the division. When you look at the Denver Broncos, 3 elite cornerbacks to go with that pass rush. They have the pass rushers in place. Need to fortify the secondary. Burns playing opposite Peters gives you an opportunity to kind of copy that blueprint that the Broncos used to win a Super Bowl. Finally, the Carolina Panthers selecting Karl Joseph at 30. Why is it fit?
Karl Joseph, again, somebody I think if he doesn't get hurt, Buck, we're all talking about him as a first-round lock. He is a really, really good football player. But he's coming off of a knee injury, and when I look at the fit there with Carolina, this is a team that needs to get more athletic in the back end. Kurt Coleman has got a lot of production. He is
good
tough.
years for them, yes.
He's tough. He is physical. But I think in Joseph, you got somebody that can kind of be that true free safety that can float over the top and make all kinds of plays on the football. Roman Harper he can get you lined up. And he's instinctive, but he just doesn't have the movement skills that you have right here.
Very, very limited, which is why I think safety should be a high priority position for them in the draft. Karl Joseph is a guy that's really, really intriguing.
Yeah, so there you have it, Buck. I know you had a lot more questions than just 5. I appreciate you limiting it to only 5.
I kept it at 5. 5 is okay.
Oh, that's very, very nice of you. All right, that's my latest mock draft, which, by the way, you can check out NFL.com/mock draft. You see on the bottom of the screen there. And for some more Move the Stick stuff, good. Make sure you're on YouTube. Check out our Draft 360 series. We're here. Move the Sticks 360. We're interviewing players, and we're asking them to do some scouting. It's pretty interesting. We've got Shaq Lawson. We've got Cardale Jones. A bunch of players rolling through here. Check it out.